evening, Kamloops, and welcome to the BBC special on India's independence and Gandhi. Tonight we will be telling you all about the who, what, where, when, how, and why. We'll start off by telling you a bit about Gandhi's background. Gandhi was born on October 2nd, 1869 in Borinder, Gujarat. He went to university and went to London to train as a barrister. He returned to India in 1891, and in 1893 he accepted a job at a law firm in Durban, South Africa. He was appalled by the treatment of the Indian immigrants there. He joined the struggle to obtain equal rights for them. Within the 20 years he was in South Africa, he was sent to prison many times. Influenced primarily by Hinduism, but also by the elements of Jainism and Christianity, as well as writers including Tolstoy and Thoreau. He developed the Satyagraha, a philosophy and practice of nonviolent resistance. South African government conceded to many of Gandhi's demands. In 1919, British plans to intern people suspected of sedition, or the Rowlatt Acts, prompted Gandhi to announce a new Satyagraha, which attracted millions of followers. A demonstration against the acts resulted in the Amritsar massacre by British troops. Now a segment with Darren Foster.
Hello there. I'm going to be explaining the Amritsar massacre. It started just a few months ago after the end of the First World War when an English woman, who was a missionary, reported that she had been molested on a street in the Punjab city of Amritsar. The Raj's local commander, Brigadier General Reginald Dyer, issued an order requiring all Indians using that street to crawl its length on their hands and knees. Really. He also authorized the indiscriminate public whipping of natives who came within arm's length of British policemen. Holy crap. On April 13th, 1919, a multitude of Punjabis gathered in Amritsar's Jallianwala Bagh as part of the Sikh festival Baisakhi Fair and to protest at these extraordinary measures. The throng, penned in the narrow space smaller than a Trafalgar Square, had been peacefully listening to the testimony of victims when Dyer appeared at the head of a contingent of British troops. Giving no word or warning, he ordered 50 soldiers to fire into the gathering, and for 10 to 15 minutes, 1,650 rounds of ammunition were unloaded into the screaming, terrified crowd, some of whom were trampled by those desperately trying to escape.
Gandhi was the previous leader of anti-apartheid movement in South Africa. He had been a vocal opponent of basic discrimination and abusive labor treatment, as well as suppressive police control such as the Rowlatt Acts. During these protests, he perfected the concept of Satyagraha. He arrived a stranger to India on January 6, 1915, initially in support of the unified commerce-oriented territory that the Congress Party had been asking for. Believed that the industrial development and educational development that Europeans had brought with them were required to alleviate many of India's problems. Gopal Krishna Gokhale, a veteran congressman and Indian leader, became Gandhi's mentor. Gandhi's ideas and strategies, or nonviolent civil disobedience, initially appeared impractical to some Indians and congressmen. In Gandhi's own words, civil disobedience is civil breach of unmoral statutory enactments. It had been carried out non-violently by withdrawing cooperation with the corrupt state. His ability to inspire millions became clear when he used Satyagraha during the anti-Rowlatt Acts protests in Punjab. Gandhi's vision would soon bring millions of regular Indians to the movement, transforming it from an elite struggle to a national one.
India wanted more freedom and independence from Great Britain. India had a huge caste system. In India, there was a struggle between the minority, which were the Muslims, and the majority, which were the Hindus. There was also little industry in India. After World War I, Indians were filled with the notion of self-determination and independence. By 1920, Gandhi was a dominant figure in Indian politics. He transformed the Indian National Congress into a program of peaceful non-cooperation with the British that included boycotts of British goods and institutions, which also led to arrests of thousands of Indians in the process.
Gandhi promoted protests by the Harda. Shutdowns of shops were done, and civil disobedience by refusing to obey unfair laws and refusing to pay unfair taxes. Gandhi led another even more massive movement of civil disobedience. It climaxed in 1930 with so-called salt satyagraha. Thousands of Indians protested taxes on salt. They marched into the Arabian Sea and started making salt from seawater. Tens of thousands were sent to jail, including Gandhi. This is where the British government finally caved in. Gandhi went to London as sole rep of the Congress to negotiate new steps to reform. Non-violent or passive resistance was put in order. Welcome to the BBC. Welcome to the CB. Good evening, Kamloops, and welcome to this. Gandhi's.
It's rolling. Wait.
Gandhi was independence wrong.
Well, I'm not ready. India had a huge caste system.
Trained as a barrister. Hello, what's up? Like religious.
If Taylor likes to talk to tomatoes, if a squash can make you smile, if Taylor likes to waltz with potatoes up and down the produce aisle, have we got a show for you?